I don't eat arse, but I like to sniff it.
Fuck.
Sorry.
It's alright, I accept the apology.
Can you at least stand up, please?
Can I stand up?
Yeah, just stand there. We're gonna play a game then.
Crying out loud.
So it's either side.
You are crazy.
For the sake of the shot as well, should we swap seats? Yeah, makes sense. Go on, swap seats.
Yeah, smell it.
The British rapper and social media influencer Young Philly has been found not guilty by a jury of raping a woman in an Australian hotel room. But the 30-year-old, whose real name is Andres Felipe Valencia Barrientos, was found guilty of 2 charges of assault, occasioning bodily harm, over bites to the woman's body. During an 8-day trial in Western Australia, prosecutors alleged Barrientos assaulted the 20-year-old woman, who cannot legally be named, in his hotel room while touring Australia in 2024. He denied all charges.
Okay, so boom. Young Philly is a UK all-round entertaining personality. His childhood was that of struggling to meet daily needs from poverty and yada yada yada. So they had to move to the UK for better pastures. Philly, whose real name is Andres Felipe Valencia Barrientos, was born in Colombia and desired to be a football star. Well, fate said, psych! Poverty can also do a number on the human psyche and soul. It puts in you a mental state of survival where you're always anxious about the future, and if poverty is not addressed, it can move into your brain chemistry, creating a lack mindset, which then attracts a survival reality. Yeah, even if you're the richest man around, as long as you still maintain the poverty mindset that shaped you, then you're gonna attract survival reality. Yeah. Now, I don't know about young Philly, but I know he had a drive to break from the cards he was dealt with as a child, and he played them cards very well enough to go viral as a comic and become a famous British YouTuber, personality, brand influencer. Just add everything into the mix, okay? In my POV, his sole archetype was that of resilience and generational change maker. Young Philly has said how proud he was to buy his mama a house and give his family financial freedom, some type of financial freedom. That was where his heart was, as he made it as UK top male brand, rapper, influencer, and personality. Since he had achieved the things money can't buy, what else could he do with his money except live it up, right? Fancy a cup. Young Philly had a lot going on. He was loved as a dude with chunks on their show, appeared in many 20v1s where the girl them fancied him. He was an established rapper with shows in Australia and the world. I think people saw him on better sport videos a lot too, vibing out, living his destiny. But what his ego was like, nobody knew. Nobody knew the deeper, dark secrets that is inside the heart of a man. Fate has a way of testing our identity in seasons, or in some cases, your worst fears manifest so you can address your shadow self. What I mean is, young Philly had rumors around him about his appetite with a girl. He acted too freaky in public. His private sessions were questioned, okay? Young Philly had fans that threw themselves at him, allegedly. That's what he said. They wanted a taste of his power and influence and of little unrest, you know? But a man's biggest test is self-control. Had he mastered himself enough to discern when it's time to stop using his status quo, the attention from fame, money, or even women to validate his value?
Time for that?
SILK.
What do cars drink?
Nah, it's petrol.
Huh?
What do cars drink? Cows. Cows don't drink.
Young Philly's ego over-identified with his success, as many people who are successful are. He believed he was a shiny mask, ignoring his deep, dark impulses and vulnerability. So when he saw that giat at his Path concert, he was tempted. He was curious. He wanted to know more. He wanted to satisfy his desire. The girl said he liked him and was a fan. Young Philly fancied her, and like a rapper's lifestyle, routine checks are mandatory. The flow is, girl comes to rapper, they go to an after party or hotel. They hand over their phones so not to record the fall of an elite. Some sign NDAs. They have an intimate, fun time ruled by their status quo and power and desire. One gets the attention of power, the other gets to show off and release some actual energy. Done, deal, dusted. But remember, young Philly had a dark cloud of being promiscuous and freaky. Well, at one point he was celibate, but it only takes seconds to trap a person. When two people become intimate, soul bonds form. It doesn't matter if the encounter was casual, there was exchange of, energy, and the strongest energy a human being possesses is found in the actual energy. You get my drifts. This counts because you become one with what you merge your soul with. Whether it's a conversational agreement, you know how people gossip? Yeah, when two people agree, yeah, it comes to reality, okay? So whether it's a conversational agreement or actual intimacy, or don't you know that he who unites himself with a prostitute, not saying the girl was one or other girls are, is one with her body. The two become one flesh and one soul. Yeah, it's that deep, guys. So young Philly didn't know that he was satisfying a big appetite, one that this girl couldn't match because she was young, one. Well, he had an appetite of a 20v1 type of age. You know what I mean? You get my drift? Fate had laid a trap on young Philly and he fell. After having a time of his life, okay, he ordered a burger, went to sleep, and the next days, everything became really dark for him. He had entered a phase of ego death. Ego death is when the ego, that is your conscious identity, your titles, your status, and defense mechanisms, must die because it can no longer handle the complexities of life. Basically, a phase where your reality crumbles down and every external thing like money and fame can't save you, nor can you control it. The soul goes through a breakdown. Your identity is questioned. You lose everything you ever relied on to feel validated. Young Philly was validated by his influence and money and fame. All that was stripped away. He had entered a covenant with death of self, and it had come to collect. His entertainment bros kept quiet. This is sad but normal during that stage. Brands severed their ties with him. This was partly a humiliation ritual too, and a stripping of his value in the entertainment space, but this is actually normal in that valley of death. The girls that had swooned over him were shouting, "Crucify him! Crucify that unrest," okay? Literally, his whole existence was in a limbo that no one could save him from. The valley of the shadow of death is like a physical location, but in a spiritual realm or context. You go through the darkness alone, and the pain, the dark impulses, the shadows that you tried to hide or you tried to suppress from, manifesting, from coming, from addressing, they rear their ugly heads. They question your values, your identity. Some judge you and mock you. They cry out, seeking your attention. If you had abandoned yourself to fit in how people see you and view you, the abandonment wounds open. The soul asks, why did you ignore me? Why did you reject me? Why you work so hard to prove other people's imagination of you right? They ask about your destiny and remind you of a purpose you neglected. They're telling you basically, okay, you got all that fame, whatever, but Has it satisfied your heart? Is it what you truly wanted? Because no material things can fully answer the appetite, the need, the destiny of a soul. They make a lot of noise, okay? They transform to your biggest critic. They try to tear you apart because you ignore them at the time that they were torn apart. Now they're coming to tear you apart. They have been suppressed for too long. They show up like beasts only you can see and hear and have to fight alone. Monsters that only light and revelation can expose. It can heal. It can transform. Some people try to run from this. They check it up as a depression or a bad luck. Oh, I went through that humiliation ritual, guys. People were against me and everything else. Okay, they try to find some sort of reality to validate what they're going through. But really, it's the valley of the shadow of death. They look for the outside for answers. It's because I lost my job. It's because I was targeted by the matrix and now, I am saying these things can be the cause. They can be true also, but the real truth, the deeper truth, especially if things still work well in reality for you as you go through the dark night of the soul, is your fears have come home to roost. You are forced to look at the monster you spent your entire life pretending they don't exist. Young Philly's dark impulses had come to the surface. His bedroom was public information. His shadow self exposed for the world to see and judge. But all hope ain't lost. Yeah, the old identity is gone, and if you hold on the light at the end of the tunnel, you'll become transformed, a new person. To do good or bad, that's the soul's free will. That's your choice, okay? That's your choosing. Now for young Philly, the courtroom was where his ego death happened. His internal prosecutor listed every compromise, every lie, and every shadow trait he tried to hide with his infectious laugh. It said that he wept deeply after his verdict. The weeping represents total deflation of the ego, a contrite heart, a heart that feels deep sorrow for the choices that led them there. Deep sorrow for the time lost and failed brand, a weeping for the friends lost, an identity in the gutter, a weeping of the old self, a once beloved personality now stayed by the hands of fate and governmental structure and Australia, damn it, Australia. A weapon of a public lynching, the very public he relied on to prove his value, to elevate his status, to keep him in powerful rooms, now are questioning their loyalty. Even that can't compare to the glorious future young Philly will choose to have. It's a choice that you'll have to make. He was stripped of a mindset, a spiritual gluttony that came from surviving poverty, but what he would gain is resilience, value that comes from knowing that he can go through death and still live. Young Philly is a reminder that if you spend your life feeding only your bright, public-facing ego while starving or ignoring your deeper shadow, the shadow will eventually stage a coup. Your worst fears will come upon you. True healing is walking through the valley of shadow of death. It's called faith. Faith in God, faith that you're destined for greater things, faith in brighter days, faith in the better version and relationship with yourself, faith in new beginnings in light and revelations of who you're truly meant to be, who your true connections are, what is your influence and your true impact on the world, on the generation, what are you putting into the world, a test of your personality. Accept the destruction of your reputation and pride. Yeah, accept it, okay? It's inevitable. And if you hold on to it, it's going to burn you, okay? Do the painful work of addressing, forgiving, and healing your soul, your heart. Don't ignore it when you feel some pain, okay? And that pain doesn't go nowhere. It just hides somewhere in the background, waiting for a time. It will come and tell you, my brother, okay? And rest. Yeah. For you, your life flows from your soul, from your heart. See you on the brighter side, young Philly, and yes, you, that's my spirit. Like the video. May God be with you in the valley and protect you, bless you, and bye.